Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Again, I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I am only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. Good job.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone here, everyone online. We welcome you in the warm and loving spirit of unity. I've just come back from the Northwest Regional Retreat of Ministers, board members, licensed teachers, 93 in the Northwest. It was a humdinger of a time. So imagine 93 and imagine 40 volunteers in Bellingham at the Unity Church. 40 volunteers served our every need. Food and coffee and snacks and love and guidance and everything we needed was present in that spirit of unity hospitality. So I was just, I was so well cared for. And, you know, when you're in a conference of people of like mind, it's an amazingly powerful event. Daniel Nahmad was the musical guest for one night and the following day. Actually, he was there one night, did a workshop the following day, and then a concert that night. And then he was there to close the time with us on Friday. So we created the bundle blessing that Sheila does. All I can think is soup when you say it, but I know. The bundle, the sacred bundle. So they set up a huge table, a huge long table with every kind of earth element and life element to create this bundle of blessings. It was part of the entire time we were there. And then the last activity when we closed was the burning of the bundle, offering it. So it's a beautiful ceremony, and if you've been part of one of those, it's a gift, a great gift. So anyway, I'm back from conference. I'm totally unified, as in unitified, and it was a great event. So next year, when it comes around again, if they decide to do them annually, board members, licensed teachers, key leaders are also invited to attend, and it's certainly a lovely experience. So next year, we say. Um, well, I can't guarantee that, but they got me there, which is an incredible gift, which left me in an unusual hotel. Um, um, you know the word interesting, the way we use it? Yeah. Well, if you ever want an interesting hotel experience in Bellingham, let me know. I'd be happy to tell you about it. I felt like I was back in India. You know, you never knew quite what you were going to walk into, and this was its own surprise, wonderful experience. Interesting experience, yes. So, friends, here we are on another Sunday morning, the 21st of September. Just breathe into the awareness that I don't know what you thought the month of September would look like, but it's moving like a river. Time is now like a moving river. It flows and flows, and you can't step back into it. You just have to be in the willingness to flow with it. Love all creation. Dostoevsky. Love all creation, the whole of it, and every grain of sand. Love every leaf, every ray of God's light. Love the animals, love the plants, love everything. If you love everything, you will perceive the divine mystery in things. And once you have perceived it, you will begin to comprehend it ceaselessly, more and more and more every day. And you will at last come to love the whole world with an abiding universal love. Love everything. And you will come to abide in a universal love. For if I love one thing, I have the capacity to love all things. And if for a moment I can love everything, I have become a person glorified by the air I breathe, the light that shines, the experience I'm in the midst of. If I can make peace in the moment, if I can make myself a vessel of God's love in the moment, everything changes. And in that awareness, we know that we are truly blessed. We are blessed to be together on this Sunday morning. We abide in the one presence and one power, within and without, above and beneath, behind and before, beside and beside, in every cell, in every atom of what we call the creative life force of all life, present here and everywhere, all at the same time. There's only one presence and one power. There is only one presence and one power. God, the good, omnipotent, active in your life and in mine. One presence, one love, one life. here and there and everywhere. And so it is. Louise, would you come and read for us? Today is World Peace. The daily word for today is world peace. Got it? I'll go this way.
Good morning. September 21st, where did the month go? It's been, yes, fast. I bless the world with thoughts of peace. The word shalom is synonymous with the word peace, but it means more than the absence of war and conflict. Shalom, appearing so frequently in the Bible, is also used to affirm wholeness and well-being. True lasting well-being requires the kind of peace known by living in alignment with God. Anchored in peace, people are less likely to be in conflict and more likely to appreciate that the beautiful planet Earth offers goodness and abundance to all. When I pray for a peaceful world, I pray shalom for myself and for each person of every land to have their needs met, to know lasting well-being for themselves and their families, to live in harmony and to work toward our common good. And from James 3, verse 18, and a harvest of righteousness is sown in peace for those who make peace. Thank you.
Thank you. Our Louise. Aren't we lucky? Oh, I had something I wanted to tell you right then. I know what it was. It was about you. Introduce yourself, our guest. Introduce yourself and tell us where your church is and tell us what you brought to share with us. Okay.
Thank you, Linda.
Please.
Hi, I'm Tori.
Hi, Tori.
I'm from Unity in Linwood. I'm the women's group leader there. And we had sent emailed, I think, a flyer to you guys, but we're having a women's retreat, and I wanted to make sure that we could personally invite all of the women here to join us if they want to. I actually don't have room for all of you, but... But it's going to be the first weekend in October. I brought some flyers. I put one up on the board, and it's $150 for 2 nights and 3 days. And we are going to connect with our goddess within, and we are going to be doing a number of workshops that will be led by members of our group because there are so many wise women here at Unity.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to be doing.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. And where is it being held?
Oh, it's going to be in Camp Casey.
Camp Casey. Okay, wonderful. And Linwood recently had a men's retreat as well.
This weekend.
It's this weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing that it was happening.
It's going to be on Whidbey Island at Camp Casey. Okay, so, yes, and we're also going to be serving our meals and cleaning up ourselves.
Great.
The way that women bond.
Sometimes you hear something and you're like, I'm there. Before Tori leaves today, take time to ask her questions. Thank you for being with us this morning. Grateful. We love to know when things are going on. Yeah, we do. Great. Nice, huh? We could do that. We say we could do it, and then we just kind of postpone the thought. So if somebody else does it, we're really happy. We can go. Yeah, get in the car and go. Yes, ma'am. Huh?
Our postponement is called eventually.
Eventually. Not postponement. Eventually. Yes, of course. Um, prayer box. Um, we did a lot of prayers at the conference that were going off to Silent Unity after 30 days of prayer with their home prayer team. Remember that it's not about how big the prayer is. It's not about how much content is present. If you would just express a few words that represent what it is that you would like to pray for yourself or for another or around anything else, the prayer ministers are always willing to be in prayer with you. So the prayer box, most of you are known, so most of you know where the prayer box is, and it's always waiting for you. Or go online, unitysv.org. I want you all to know that I didn't know that our beloved Jordan writes what we find in our bulletins on Sunday morning. Yay, you. And they're beautiful. They're really powerful, Jordan. So now people pay attention. It's not just filler. It's got meaning. I see the outline of a life that was never mine to live. Its shape is heavy with pretense. Its steps echo with effort. I step back, lowering my gaze, grateful to return to the quiet ground of who I truly am. Thank you. Yeah. People have gifts, my friends. We have an ongoing class, Ordinary Mysticism. It's ongoing for, I think, 5 more weeks. It's the Tuesday morning class from 11 to 12:30 on Tuesday mornings. It's on Zoom, and you can find the link on our website under events and activities. This Saturday is Concert for a Cure. This is our opportunity to participate in the blessings and the blessing of the work that affects our beautiful Lacey Woods and so many others. So if you didn't get a ticket, you might talk to Lacey or I know, but somebody cancels at the last minute. Yeah. They'll find a spot for you. Yeah, at the Bertelsen Winery on 40, on whatever the highway is. Yeah, that. I did a memorial service in Bellevue yesterday at Bellevue Unity, and nobody mentioned my GPS apparently wasn't tuned into the fact that 4 lanes of 405 were closed. And I'm like, drive along, traffic's a little heavy. All of a sudden, I'm being rerouted to Seattle. I thought, what? Am I going to miss the service? Is it going to, really? So then I finally realized that they couldn't have the service if I didn't show up. I know, it was one of those brilliant moments when I thought, it's not going the way I thought it would, but what are they going to do? Wait? Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there. Woo. Next Sunday is Potluck Sunday. It's one of our favorite Sundays of the month. We share lovely food and get to have time to talk, to chat, catch up to be with one another. And the drumming circle is here on the 1st of October. Yeah, a breath. Be aware of your own heartbeat as we move into meditation. Feel your own pulse. One of the lovely gifts we can give to ourselves is just put your little middle finger on your pulse, or your hands on your heart, or just feel yourself be alive. And let's sing our meditation song. Get out of your way.
May all beings be well and happy. May all beings be free from strife. May all beings return to love. Peace be with you forevermore. May all beings be well and happy. May all beings be free from strife. May all beings return to love. Peace be with you forevermore. May all beings be well and happy. May all beings be free from strife. May all beings return to love. Peace be with you forevermore. Peace be with you forevermore.
Today, we measure life by yesterday, today, and tomorrow, by the past, the present, or the future. But in spirit, there is no time, no space, no division. There is simply the eternal, infinite flow of life. As you breathe, remember that you are at the center of that eternal, infinite flow of life. Let your body come to rest. I am one. I am one with this infinite flow of life. In the flow of the presence I place myself at the center. I allow myself to be at the center of this infinite flow of life. I see myself stepping into the river, being carried, if you will, by a perfect flow of the abundance of life. I breathe and know that I am being carried. By the flow of perfect love. As I flow with the river, I relax into that presence of love. Something in us longs to know that we are held and cared for. Something in us longs to feel a sense of the presence and here in the midst of our own heartbeat, in the midst of the pulsation of the fluids of our body in and through veins and arteries and vessels. Here in the place that seems empty, and here in the place that feels peaceful, I live and move and have my being. The flowing, being carried, being loved and guided and blessed is here in our breathing, in our resting, in our opening to that perfect flow. My body receives that perfect flow as peace and healing. Perfecting within me my wholeness. In the flow, I open my mind and I release and let go of the consuming thoughts, one after another, of of all the things that show up in the mind. And I look beneath all those things and I see that the present is flowing in my mind as peace, a deep, profound peace. The flow, that perfect flow of the One, moves in and through my heart center and receives the knowing that I am guided, that I am led on the paths that are for my good. And that when I trust and let go into the present, that letting go is me letting go, knowing that I am safe. In a knowing that I'm safe in God. I am safe in love and in life and in the perfection of Spirit at work within me, in my life, in the life of all others. Perfection is present, for God is present, and in God we know that all is well. Whatever is to come, Spirit is already there. Whatever has been is free now and released. And in this perfect now moment, we give thanks. And so it is. Amen.
I'd gladly walk across the desert with no shoes upon my feet to share with you the last bite of bread I had to eat. I would swim out to save you in your sea of broken dreams. When all your hopes are sinking, let me show you what love means. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? I would whisper love so loudly every heart would understand that love and only love can join the tribes of man. I would give my heart's desire so that you might see. The first step is to realize it all begins with you and me. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? When we stand together, oh, it's our finest hour. We can do anything, anything, if we keep believing in the power can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Love and only love. Love and only love.
Thank you. Thank you. Such a great song. Heather had a birthday this week. Happy birthday, Heather. Yeah. Kathleen has a birthday this week. Happy birthday, Kathleen. Who else this week? We celebrated. Oh, she's getting younger by the day. She is. She's getting younger by the day. The beauty of you is just remarkable. And you truly are getting younger every day. Bless you, honey. Bless you. Happy, happy birthday. The story is told of the Persian rascal sage, Nasruddin. It's actually Nasruddin, who found himself on the bow of a ferry boat with a pompous intellectual, a man bloated with his own erudition. The scholar began to quiz and criticize Nasruddin's education. Have you ever studied astronomy? Asked the professor. I can't say that I have, answered the mystic. Then you have wasted much of your life. By knowing the constellations, a skilled captain can navigate a boat around the entire globe. A few minutes later, the learned one asked, have you ever studied meteorology? No, I haven't. Well, then you've wasted most of your life, the academician chided. Methodically capturing the wind can propel a sailing ship at astounding speeds. After a while, the fellow inquired, have you ever studied oceanography? Nasruddin said, not at all. Ah, what a waste of your time. Awareness of the currents helped many ancient peoples find food and shelter. A few minutes later, Nasruddin began to make his way toward the stern of the ship. On his way, he nonchalantly asked the fellow, have you ever studied swimming? I love this story. Haven't had the time, the professor haughtily responded. Well, then you've wasted all your life. The boat's sinking. Mm-hmm. I was looking at the sermon title, so we're kind of taking sips of the Beatitudes, and the one for this morning was, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Not future distant, but here and now. Blessed are the poor in spirit, emptied of self. Well, no, I don't want to empty myself of self. Why? Well, I worked all this time to get a self. To be a self, to be identified as a self, to have identity that I can define, experience in a way that if people ask, I can say, yes, I'm me. But there's a me and a me. Well, there are probably many me's in there. We don't explore too far, knowing we'll find me's that ask more than we want to give them. But all right, let me stop for a minute. Have you ever bitten your tongue? So it's really hard to talk to you around this tongue that is swollen about 200 times its normal size and is rubbing against my teeth. So if I'm slurring or if I sound like I'm not myself, or that I've been using happy as something, it's because that hurts. It hurts, and it's fine, and it hurts. And you ask, how do you bite your tongue? I don't know. What is that? It's like it just happens, right? It's a little like life. Oh, it is life. Oh, it's another reminder that we live and move and have our being as divine beings in a body that has its own ways of expressing that baffle us on occasion. So blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. It's those two aspects are at one. Poor in spirit isn't about the loss of self. It's about the recognition of false self and true self. That amazing way we have of putting on identity and living from that as how we identify ourselves. It's on the driver's license, yeah, it's me. It's on your birth certificate, yeah, it's you. It's everywhere as we follow what the world says about us, and we adapt. We take on aspects that are about the world, about what we've lived, what we've experienced. Richard Rohr says, the false self is all the things we pretend to be and think we are. The false self is all the things we pretend to be and think we are. It's the pride, the arrogance, the title, the costume, the role, the degree we take to be ourselves, to become a self. It's almost entirely created by our minds, our cultures, our families, our history. Unity wrote a book for children called The Little Me, the Great Me. They were trying to define for children, and it's a wonderful little book. They were trying to define for children a way to describe without denying or dismissing or rejecting these aspects of ourselves, and teaching children, the little me is the one that screams and cries and wants my way, and on through life it has all of these identities and ways of expressing, and we change for this and we change for that, and we put on different clothes which should identify us differently here than there, and then we do this and then we do that, and then but they wanted children to have a sense that they were more than, being mad or hurting somebody else or whatever. There was something within each of those children that was the great me. And the little me still acts out in 1,000 different ways. Um, and it's collected and discarded all kinds of things along the way, um, but the we could call it the personality we've taken on. But there it is. And when we refer to it as the ego, um, in all the study of A Course in Miracles or all the studies we did, it was like we're supposed to get rid of that ego. But that actually isn't true. Charles Fillmore said our task is to raise the ego, to raise the ego into the light of our divine nature, the false self. Not to be ripped out, thrown out. That's where most of the value of our growth and development has come from. Out of that arena, the false self, if you will. That's where all the stuff is that we've grown out of. It's the fertilizer in there that generates the energy that takes us into a different realization, a different way of seeing and being. Because the false self can't exist on its own. Well, people can try to make it exist on its own. But truly, it is always, as we grow spiritually, rising toward the expression of our divine nature, our Christhood, our light presence. They're not separate. They are two parts of one whole that cannot be divided. You can't not have a personality and be on earth. It's unique. It's yours. You can lift it, but only when you choose, and generally only when you're in circumstances that force you to look up or to rise in awareness. But it's not to be discarded. The ego was never meant to be anything other than the instrument of our awakening. And it is forever present in the last breath and the first, and in the time between, and the time after. You will always have identity. When you leave your body, part of what goes with you is your personality. It's not the infinite part of you, it's the ever-changing aspect of you that's ever growing and evolving. The personality is not the bad part of you, and the great you is not the good you. It is that when we begin to see from a different place, start to rise, and the personality begins to see from more and more expanded viewpoints. Or it can, as we choose it. The blessed are the poor in spirit is not about being beaten down, humbled out, used up, run over 100 times by the same vehicle. The poor in spirit is when we begin to take these elements of our own being and journey as we're guided and move them toward our Godward trajectory. The the experience of being poor in spirit is I have the potential to see that in the midst of all of this, if I'm standing in front of me blocking the light, it's where the work is going on. It's where the juice is flowing. It's where the energy might be showing up in a different way. That as I looked at it this morning, a paragraph stood out from Meister Eckhart. God expects but one thing of you, and that is that you should come out of yourself insofar as you are a created being, self-created being, and let God be God in you. Come out of yourself. I thought, what a great phrase. Get out of there. What? Through your state of mind, through the way you see, through the way you are choosing over and over the same sort of experience. But more than that, come out of yourself means so much more than that. Because every time I talk about that, I'm talking about limited you in some way or another, as though there's something limited in you rather than right on course. Right on course. But this is a spiritual teaching about the inner calling that is at the core of being itself. Not because you need to be different than you are, but because where you are is always asking to be more, and not in a bad way. The where you are, the who you are, is always asking for expansion. And you come to one experience and move right into the next one. It's for want of a better word, a miracle. The way we're woven is a miracle. You can put any word in front of that you want, but emphasize that word. It is a miracle, the way you're woven, the way I'm woven, the way all of this works us, the way all of it works in us. Of course we're self-centered. Of course we're self-centered. Why? Because we think as human beings we'll find the answers to our fulfillment in the world where we live. That's all. Self-centered is I want, I need, I long, I. That part, that's the part that keeps looking for something in the same field. And what Jesus say? About the pearl of great price in the field. Someone was digging for the pearl of great price. Sold all that he had. Bought the field. Bought the field. That just came through my head, but I'm curious about that because we just keep digging, like we'll just turn over all the soil in that whole territory of I, thinking that it's gonna produce what it can't produce. But within us, there is that wisdom. I have to ponder this. I did not ponder this morning. What do you think it means? Why would he sell what he had to buy that field. He already had it within him. He didn't know. He didn't know what. He didn't know that he had that. Sold what he had means giving over what seems to be to move into a state of receiving what is present but not yet discovered. That's what I can make up about it. I don't know. I look at these teachings. God expects but one thing of you, and that is that you should come out of yourself insofar as you are a created being, self-created being, and let God be God in you. Well, you can't come out of yourself. But you can empty yourself for the divine, and it doesn't mean, ponder it for a minute. You can empty yourself without losing anything and gaining everything. We can empty ourselves of, let me tell you then what the lesson is really about. Self will run riot. Anybody know that phrase? Self will run riot. That's what Eknath Iswaran says about this emptying to receive and experience the fullness of the divine. We might call it surrender. We might call it not discarding who we are, but amplifying that which we are, expanding that which we are, in the awareness that we're moving into the state we call the kingdom of heaven. And what is the kingdom of heaven but the peace of here and now? So, Iswaran says, how far modern civilization has gone to the other extreme. Self-will has always been human nature, but today it's almost worshipped. Unselfishness is considered old-fashioned and unnatural. And to be happy, some say we have to look out for number one. I certainly came along in that philosophy. There are reasons, of course, that we're not taking the step to be unselfish, because we need to care for ourselves. We need to honor all the aspects of our being. We need to be in alignment with all the things that have brought us this far and all the things that are present now. And I don't want us to give that up. I worked hard to have an identity, a self-identity. Not to be the worm of the dust, not to be the broken child, not to be... but then there comes a point in time in all of that, that as that identity comes into birth at a different stage as we're growing, it asks something more of us, and it's to take those sacred aspects and lift them into the awareness of the kingdom of heavens in the here and the now. To lift those old ideas, to lift those old stories, to lift those old wounds, to lift the identity that's born out of woundedness, to claim the identity that's born out of the divine. There comes a moment when that turn around is a coming out of myself and my entrenchment in those things that have now come to lift us into a new state, kingdom of heaven. Gandhi said, I'm trying to reduce myself to zero. Doesn't that sound terrible? I mean, because you're listening with new ears. We would have thought that statement at a point in our recovery, from codependency, in our recovery from battering, in our recovery from whatever the case might be. I'm trying to reduce myself to zero. I came from zero. What do you mean? But Gandhi said, again and again, I'm trying to reduce myself to zero. Making himself zero allowed his love to expand into the world as the less of him and the more of that which is was the revelation for which he lived, moved, and had being in the service of all others. Can you imagine a day when the deepest desire of your heart is to move from that state in a felt way of being limited by your identity into a state where you, in and of yourself, have the resource to glorify your identity in all its changing phases as you raise it into the light, as you raise it into the heavenward expression, which is the higher consciousness, the higher way of seeing, the greater and deeper freedom that's already there, the pearl of great price. My life, he said, Gandhi, is an indivisible whole. My life is an indivisible whole, and all my activities run into one another, and they all have their rise in my insatiable love of God and all humanity. I don't know. So I just came from that conference, right? And we're all trying to pretend that we're ministers. Or that we know what that means. And all our personalities step into the room. And all our judgments. People look older, some people are bigger, some people are smaller, some people we can't recognize anymore. Oh, I remember when you, and then we've got all these stories tacked on to the fact that we're all still kind of cloaked in our identity. And then you watch after, I don't know, some period of time, it turns. It turns. All that, I want to be somebody that I thought I would be, but now I'm fraudulent in my own awareness. Fraudulent. Nobody could be what we thought ministers were. None of us. I mean, I don't know what we thought came with ordination. But you know, we've got a whole lot of people in a room thinking they should have gotten there by now, in one way or another. Then we've got some people who are like, yeah, I got it. The rest of us look at that one and go, no, you don't. Why? Because none of us do. The day you stop breathing in a human body, you have handled this realm up to the level that you can. But I started to say, we start melting after the first, I don't know, probably getting into the evening of the first day, you can see people start to melt down. Came in with our ideas intact. Here, let me show you who I am. And all's good. We're good unit. All is good. All is well. Everything's perfect. Kind of unity is great. We love everything we do. Ministry is wonderful. We're succeeding. I mean, it's just, you're here, you know. So there we are. But then we start to melt down, as I use that term. And melting down is like all of a sudden you feel the room shift. And you've got people who are in deep need of healing. And they need to be seen and loved and comforted and blessed because of the work they've done, because of how they've had to live their own lives and be in the process of all of this. And it humbles them. The word for today was humility. When we strip it and just stand as we are, it, not humiliating, never, but humbling, humbling to practice our lives in the way we do, not just ministers, but all of us. It's humbling to discover you're tired of your old identity or the way in which you've owned yourself, and discovering the freedom just to be. In meditation, to hear those words, just be. Just be. Don't try. Just be. By the second day, you can feel that melting happened. And now we've got people who are really speaking how it is for them, that authenticity, that honesty. And that's what we want in this growth. It's what I want, is the authenticity, not to be owned by old ideas, old ways of being, and determined in myself to move further Godward and distance more from the ownership of what has been. I just really don't care about that anymore. Is it age? Is it wisdom? I don't know. By the time we get to that last morning, people are like wide open vessels. There's heart everywhere. It's pouring out of people. Heart, energy, veils have come down. People have communicated in ways to be seen and heard and felt energies that really, really have opened so that each can go back to who they are and what they do, knowing that something has happened, the nature of which felt like the kingdom of heaven visited in mind, heart, and being. So then we all cry, right? Why? Because we want more of that, or because it touches so deeply and we need it so much that when we have it, we don't want to let go. Now those people we were looking at going, yeah, that one, and yeah, that, and yeah, that, it all dissolved, and all there is this flood of love and the blessing of having been part of it. That's what community can be, when we can set aside, perhaps, not get rid of, the things that we're holding as our identities, and moving into the possibility that this really is the kingdom of heaven, and we are here for the benefit of one another and ourselves. All right. Our offering, please. And easily, for God is my source, and abundance is my nature. And so it is.
You're the soul who understands the scars that made me who I am. Through the drifting sands of time, I got your back and you've got mine. If you bear a heavy load, I'll be your wheels, I'll be the road. I'll see us through the thick and thin, for love and loss until the end. 'Cause you carried me with you from the highest of the peaks to the darkness of the blue. I was just too blind to see, but like a lighthouse in a storm, you were always guiding me. Yeah, it's true. You carried me with you. From the day it all began, you were there, you took my hand. When I hurt a bit too deep, oh, you watched me as I fell asleep. And when my head was in the clouds, you found a way to pull me out. You picked my heart up off the ground and showed me love was all around. Yeah, you carried me with you from the highest of the peaks to the darkness of the blue. I was just too blind to see, but like a lighthouse in a storm, you were always guiding me. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you carried me with you. We'll be sitting on the world together, watching as the days turned into night. We know how to brave the stormy weather, and we're never giving up without a fight. If you should ever bear a heavy load, I'll be your wheels, I'll be the road. I'll see us through the thick and thin, Oh, for love and loss until the end. 'Cause you carried me with you from the highest of the peaks to the darkness of the blue. I was just too blind to see, but like a lighthouse in a storm, you were always guiding me. Yeah, it's true. You carried me with you. Yeah, it's true. You carried me with you.
All right, my friends, we don't have any kids today. We've got a baby coming. So while the baby's coming to be with us, let's share our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Here comes Grandma and Baby. We got the fist going on there. Way to go, Nora. What's going on? Hi, baby. No, she's still like, more writing, please. Yeah. My grandma's so fun. She just drives me everywhere. Yeah. Hi, babe. Let's bless. Let's bless our Nora. Child of light, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you just the way you are. And we do. Lacey, thank you for bringing her in. Yeah. So we're coming to the big party on Saturday. We're coming. It's going to be great. So a lot of people, a lot of music, a lot of joy. And a magician. How great. Uh, magic. We can do with magic. And I said to the people who might not have known or hadn't heard, even though it's full, people don't come when they say they're going to. So maybe there's a chair or two available. So if somebody wants to be there with, just come. Just come. All right, my friends, shall we rise and sing our peace songs?